Hello again, everyone. It is Professor Oleander again, and today's video should be a little bit more organized because I'm not in a hurry to get it done, and I'm also not heavily caffeinated. So I know yesterday's video was probably a little bit all over the place, so we'll be a little bit better organized today. So we're going to continue on with Railroader, and let's see. I want to go ahead and get this that little coal hopper there. We need to get it over to the interchange. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the tutorial again. And we need to scroll back through here. Okay. Finished looking through this. So we put the little 10-wheeler into the shed. We've ordered the train. We've ordered engine mechanics. Two of them. So that should be, what condition is that in now? That's in 70% condition, so tomorrow, I mean, we could theoretically run it right now. I'm going to go ahead and get it in better condition, try and get it up to 100%, and we'll just use this mogul here to get through. So we've done this. Waybills, let's see here, tells you where your freight cars need to be delivered. Waybills are also used on the cars, and interchange is designated track. So throw tab on here, because I know tab gives you the car tags. It gives us that number, and it also gives us the SOL 200. And then it would be nice if tab would also show you the tracks. Let's see here. Waybills are also used on cars that are on your railroad. Interchange designated. Interchange will service daily at 6 a.m. The Class 1 railroad takes delivery cars away and delivers them to incoming ones. Okay. Much of freight work will be for our customers. The coaling towers, conveyor belts need to be provided by coal by the engines. This is called Railroad Fuel Service Freight. Okay. Used cars owned by the railroad, owned by my railroad. My railroad. Let's use this hopper to order more coal. So open the inspector. We will control clickety. I like how we can click on it way across the map. That there's no limit for that. So switch to the operations. We want to find the loads to and empties drop down. I see that. These configure where the car we build. Loads to East Whittier coal loader. And empties to East Whittier interchange. Now the thing that's interesting about this, if that was coupled to other cars, you just go down here, click the couple or copy to coupled, it makes your waybill for the entire train. So you can block your cars that way if you wanted to, which we'll probably end up doing, where we block our cars together, we copy them all, make the waybills. The waybills, there's actually switch lists in this game where you can basically make the train orders, and then you go out and you switch them. So this will immediately set up a waybill. When the hopper is delivered, interchange is served, will be loaded with coal. You can view cost in the east, but you're hit tab to toggle the overlay, which we have, and you can see that it has changed, and now it is destined for the East Whittier interchange. And hovering your mouse over the label will show which direction it is, so that's handy too. That I think that may have recently got added right before release. So up in the upper right, you can see that it's showing me where the interchange is. So if I run over here real quick, and then we get on this side of it, well, it's still saying it's that way. Now it's saying that's that way, and now it's that way. So at least it's given us a direction. So that's a step in the right direction for a lot of games. I know Train Simulator does something very similar to that, where they have the little markers, HUD markers. Show the location. You can also see the waybill information by hovering over the car itself. So I guess if we close, okay, so that's cool too. You can hover over it and it tells you where it's got to go without having to have the tab open. So let's move the hopper to the interchange track. Start by, so let me run over here. Actually, let me fly, even though I'm not a fan of this camera. So the interchange track, does it say which one is which? Okay, so it's these two tracks. So these two tracks here are the ones that interchange with the class 1. Got it. Okay, now that that's sorted out, we can go ahead and switch this thing because we know where it's got to go now. The question is, how do we do it? So we're going to have it on the front of the engine. There's two ways about this that I can see. One is quick and easy, and the other one is semi-quick and easy. Let me see here. There is a thing for waybills. That's console. Don't need that. There's my switch list. I'm surprised it's not in that. Character, guide. So did I miss where I have to pull up my waybills from? So I guess you have to select the car. So, okay. Again, we can do that from here, so we don't have to go do anything strange. How far down this track is the tag for that? It's about where that car is sitting. So I can't crouch, so I can't see. I think this is relatively flat if it's not a downhill. We're going to find out. That's what we're going to do. We're going to find out. So let's go over here, hop into the 70. And take our suit. No, I hit 0. Oh, because I don't have it selected. That can be fixed quite easily. So we're going to select and follow. And now that I know how to use the whistle, we're going to... And is the headlight on? Headlight is still on. That's one of the nice things about this game, is that it saves the state of all of your equipment. So let's move ahead here. Actually, no. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. I'm the president of the railroad. I don't have to do all that. No. We're going to do this. So one of the nice things about this game is that they have an AI, which this is something I would kill for in Run 8 if they ever get around to doing it. So let's see here. Orders. We're going to switch this to yard. And I'm not doing that. The yard engine is being crewed by the AI. So we've got switches are aligned for him. And what this is down here where it's car length, we're going to go by 50. We're going to say 50 foot for a car length. And I think that's what the developers have modeled in the game. So we're just going to play brakeman for this trick. And I think this is going to be the easiest way to do it. As far as I know, looking at videos from other YouTubers, the AI is just like engineers in real life. They're dumb as a post. They know how to go forward, backward, and stop. And that's it. And it's glorious because it's like, you don't worry about what I'm doing. Let me do what I'm doing. You focus on, whatever it is you do up in the cab. So, I'm going to reset my FOV so that way I can kind of get an idea here. I'm going to say that that's probably close to about 10 cars, so I'm going to give him 5. And give him a second. And he's going to start rolling forward. And I'm just going to wait at 5, and I'm going to see how far he goes, so that way I can get an idea. I'm just going to stand here where I was. Okay, so he was about 7 cars away, so I'm going to go ahead and bring him ahead 2 more. And that should bring him onto a couple. Now the thing I'm curious about is if I can count him down. So I gave him 2 cars. Now I'm going to give him 1 car. And now I'm going to give him half a car. Come on. So if they can get this refined where it's a smooth transition where you can physically count him down. Come on, another half. And that'll do. So that wasn't too bad. So yeah, if they can work this out where you can physically count them down without them stopping, if it's like a progressive thing where it overrides the previous order, this will be gold. Absolutely gold. Okay, so we're not going to worry about tying on air. We don't need to. The one thing that I am going to do, I'm going to go into free fly so I can do this, is, oh man, it is really taking me a while to get used to this camera. So we're going to line for this track. We want to go straight down that track. And we are going to do what's called dropping cars. So the first thing we got to do is we got to back out here, and then we're going to shove forward, and then we're going to back down. I'm going to ride the cars, and we're basically going to keep the engine going, and I'm going to cut the cars loose, and we're just going to coast into the siding. That's the plan. That's famous last words. One of the things, because, well, we're gonna have to see if this works, because this camera is kind of difficult for me to use. I might be able to do it on the ground. We'll have to see. So let's see. Is it? I'm trying to remember. Okay, so I can do that. You see my little guy there riding on the side of the car. I think that is such a cool thing. All right. So I want to follow the car, which I didn't need to do that. We're going to follow the car. Okay, follow the other car. Actually, I want to follow the player. There, that's it. Shift 2. This would be easier. All right. Technically, I would be back here, but it's going to work better if I'm like here. All right, so operations, or orders. We're going to go reverse. And I want you to back up 5 cars. And this is sort of how I see myself playing this game. Can I not follow the player? Well. This'll work. Question is, are we gonna have enough room? Let me hop down off here. I think we can squeeze it in here. Going back up one more. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead. Give me 10. And 1. And a stop. What? He's past the foul. I can throw this switch. Don't die. Come on now. Alright, go ahead another half. He's clear of the point. I can throw that switch. That'll do. Okay. I'm gonna have to ride. This is gonna be a tricky one. This is gonna be tricky doing this with AI, and I've never done this before with AI, so this is all new. I'm gonna tell him to stop. All right. I want you to back up. Can I? One thing I want to check on though. Okay, it's too far away for me to click on. What's the limit? Okay, I can be that far away. So basically I can be from here to the engine shed away. This may work, and I can reach that. Okay. Let's try it and see. Let's try it and see. Where's the handbrake? Is it on this end? It's on the other end. Alright, we're just gonna wing it. Alright. Back up 20. Perfect. He's gonna go fast. Alright. That's enough. Go, buddy, go, buddy, go. Ah, you wanker. Alright, go ahead and stop. I needed you to go faster. That's alright. That's alright. Alright, go ahead and 20. Get it up there. Get it out of the way. I need you to be better. That's what I need you to do. We can do this though. We can totally do this. If he'd kept going, we'd have been fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it from him. Let's see, we're in forward. Okay, that ought to be enough. A gracious plenty. Let's see. Alright, we can cut her loose now. And give her the beans. Okay, so the handbrakes are really... Alright, that's not gonna work. We'll just do it the regular way then. It would probably help if I wasn't riding on this thing, but that's alright. It's going to take me a little bit of time to get used to it. I had too much speed is what the problem was. I might give it one more go. Alright, let's go again. That's good enough. We don't need to get as fast as I thought we did. I thought this locomotive, and of course I forgot the reverser controls the speed. So that's my bad. We can probably do it from here. There we go. Now we can throw the switch. And I may have enough speed. We'll find out here in a second. So in reality, what you would do is you would drop a car like that, and then you'd have a brakeman would get on here. He would climb up all the way up to the top. Not in the thing, but he would climb up here. And then he would just ride it down. And then whenever you got to your spot, he would just tie their handbrake on. So this is how they did, well, they didn't do drops, but the way that they used to brake cars before automatic retarders were installed in hump yards was that they would have a line of brakemen and they would push cars over the hump. They'd have a pin puller there, and then the pin puller would cut the car. Sometimes the pin puller would turn into the brakeman, but usually the guys were lined up. They would ride the car or cut off cars, and then they would just tie the handbrake on, slow it down, let the handbrake off, tie the handbrake on, slow it down, let it back off. And that's how yards were, or that's how trains were classified for a long time. All right, so that's been dropped. We're not going to do that because we didn't do it. Trading the hopper for a coach. Pull the hopper from the fuel track and move it. Next, open the couplers between the hopper and your engine. Yeah, we did all that. And then we're going to take the passenger car. Our lovely passenger car. We're going to take that to the station. I didn't want to do passengers right now, but I guess we'll do that. I think I'm going to let the AI do it, to be right honest. Maybe not. I don't know. I can be convinced. That makes more sense if I open the window. Alright. So off we go into the wild blue yonder. There's my mouse. There's my mouse. Oops. Wrong button. I'm trying to click on the switch. That'll do, pig. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing this. Let's do the yard thing again. The yard thingamadoohickey. So let's go back up here and we'll try and count him back down to a couple. So let me reset the FOV. I'm gonna say, if I can get to it, I'm gonna say that this guy is, no, 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 no. Don't you go anywhere. We're gonna say that is so. Something that I would suggest is when you do this, when you have on the yard, when you click on the yard engine, that his default order is to stop, and you have to actually like click a release button or something like that to let them go. That's a suggestion. I'll have to put it in the Discord. I'm gonna just based off of the car counts that I had before, we're gonna say backup 5. Oh, dummy. That was me. Sorry. Let me click on it from here. Okay, I can't throw it from here. I thought I'd, for some reason, I thought I hit it whenever I left, but I guess I didn't. Alright, 2 more. And that probably ought to get him. Okay, you can stop. Back that thing up! That's gonna be more like 6 cars now. Not paying attention to my switches. This way. Brakeman's fired. I was looking right at it too. That's why it pays whenever you throw in switches. It pays to be looking down this way, so that way you can actually see if you're lying. I was looking right at the target and wasn't paying attention to it, because some of these, I don't know if you noticed it, but on the other side, some of the green targets are actually a reverse switch, but that's their normal position, if that makes any sense. All right, now you can back up 2 cars. Yeah, okay. 2 cars will get him to about right there, and then we need to go 1 more. Come on. Come on, 1 more. Oh, come on. That wasn't 2 cars. Yeah, that wasn't nowhere near 2 cars. That was 1. That was barely a car. So we'll call this one 2. Alright, that should be 1. Half. That'll do. Get any damage? No damage. Sweet. Okay. So let's go in here. We're gonna tie the brakes together. Let that pumpulate. We're gonna go ahead and couple the caboose onto it too, because why not? I don't know if you heard that or not, but that was someone sneezing in the background. Let's see. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, handbrake. Handbrake is released. So that's another thing. Cars that spawn on the interchange need to have the handbrake supplied. That should be something that is pretty standard. They need to make that a thing. So orders, we want to reverse. It's actually a car and a half. And I'm going to go ahead and do this to make sure. That was not a car. Alright, he was right there. That's not a half a car. Come on, guys. Alright. That wasn't even a half a car. Wait a minute. What are you doing? I said I only clicked half a car one time. It was almost like he was running on voice commands. So he's about a car length away. Let's just do one car and see what he does. That was weird. I didn't touch anything, and he would move like a couple feet and stop. See, that time he went a half a car. That's good. So that was a little on the weird side. Alright. Engineer swap for switch line against this. That switch is way down there, though. Okay. Let's go back here. That's closed. Handbrake is released. Waiting for the cars to charge up. And what we're going to do while the train line's charging, and that's showing that there's a disconnect here somewhere, even though everything's lined, because it's showing that the brakes aren't applied on these cars. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to, what was the tutorial saying? With the passenger car coupled to the brake line. Let's see. Follow the yard, lead west. Leads to downtown Whittier. Keep an eye out for the white and stop. Let's see. Hover your mouse over the station agent. Control click on the passenger car to open inspector on the passenger side. Okay. So let's do this while we're here. So we want to control click on this guy. We want to go to passenger. We want to check the box for ELA. And then I think we're going to go ahead and, well, we're going to load for ELA. Okay. Okay, got it. Let's see here. So we're going to go to Whittier Station. We're going to go ahead and test the AI while we're here. The Whittier Station is right here, and I think it's Control T. That's our teleport button. Fancy schmancy. So there's the water tower. Here's the station. We're going to come down here, and I believe the command is Control F to place a fuzzy. A fuzza. So let me look at the map here. There's the junction. We're going to be coming from this side past the Y. So we want to, we'll go into fly mode here so we can line some switches. So we're going to be coming straight out. See, this is what's weird. My mouse is over there and it's really hard for me to focus on what I'm doing. Alright, that switch needs to be lined. And then there's the Y. The Y is lined straight. And that one's lined straight. We're lined straight in, so we can go back to 1. Oh, I didn't realize that I was there. Let's see, and then we want to Control T, and it just goes wherever my mouse cursor is. So we're going to ride this one. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and just take it. I just as well. So we're going to click on this engine, and I'm going to say to make sure that we're following it. And away we go. Oh, I've still got it in yard mode. Or man, or whatever it's called. There we go. Yeah. All right. Now we can move ahead. All right. Just wanted to make sure that was working. So we want to go. Whoops. Which one was the reverser? That's independent. Oh, that's the cylinder cocks. Okay. I was wondering what that was. That was weird. Yeah, that's released. Why is this rubber banding? Here are some more beans. One thing that's interesting is that the chuffs aren't matching the cylinder cocks. So that's kind of interesting. We'll get out past yard limits and then we'll open it up a little bit. So this game so far has been pretty fun. I'm enjoying it. It's still got a little bit of a learning curve to it. I think that they could still needs a few more quality of life things. I still think that they should make the reverser work on efficiency instead of speed. You should be, because in the day that they would pretty much try and run the throttle wide open if they could, and then you would regulate your speed off the reverser. So let's see, is that yard limits? Is that the yard limit sign? I can't tell. Let's see if I can just zoom way out here. Okay, yeah. We'll keep it under 15 until we get out, and then we'll open it up to about 20 or so. We don't have that much further to go. And then we'd be getting a flag from the conductor or the brakeman telling us that we're clear of the yard limits, so we can give her the gusto. I gave her too much brake. We need like a shift button modifier for the brakes. So, okay, we have arrived. So that wasn't too painless. All right, so we have passengers on here. We've got 20 that are loading. ELA station, the car. Brake line, passenger operations. Let's consult the good book, shall we? Alright, so let's see here. Passenger tab, click on ELA. This tells the passengers where this coach is headed, and passengers for ELA will now begin boarding. Once you have enough passengers, whistle off and proceed to ELA. Just about 2 miles west. ELA is at milepost 59.8. Whittier is at 57.5. Keep it under 30 for this first trip. Okay, so I think that is in the equipment tag, maybe? I know yesterday that I was looking and it gave me what each car was loaded with. No, we don't want to settle destination. Train crew, we don't have any. Finance, milestones, locations. Okay. So how many passengers are on here? It says there's 20. Okay, 20 of 60. And I believe we can click on the station. We can click on something. There we go. Open window. This passenger has 0 passengers waiting, so we've already loaded our 20. So we're good to go. Let's go up and see where we're going because this is double track. So I want to get to here. If I can get up the bank. We're coming from the left track, so we're lined for that. And we're going to ELA. ELA. I keep on wanting to say Lilu every time I say that. We got Fifth Element on the brain. We're going to go to ELA. To the passenger station, which is this lovely little thing here. It's quite quaint, needs a paint job. But this is ELA. Oh, we can go inside of it. Look at that, so we can get a stove. Okay, so ELA, we're lined up for ELA. I don't know why I keep saying ELA, but you know, there we go. The nice thing about this map is that it gives you the speed limits. It also gives you the mileposts. There's 59, the speed limits are 30. So that's why it says keep it under 30. I keep doing that. I keep forgetting it's Control T. All right. Let us run a railroad, shall we? Get into the suit. The ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Cylinder cock is... Oops. Full forward, brake is off, independence off, and away we go. It's almost like that car has a brake on it, but it doesn't. Alright, so I'm going to be quiet for the trip, and we'll just kind of look at the scenery. I knew I was gonna do that. I knew I was gonna do that. All right. Yeah, I slowed down when I saw the 59 because I was like, I couldn't remember the milepost. What milepost did it say it was? 59.8. Okay, so we still had another mile to go. That's why I slowed down. Sometimes the scale of this game can be a little hard to get used to. So, you know. Okay, we're not going to worry about the speed limits. Mainline switches are good for 25. Hilo passenger stop. There we go. We received $22 for 22 fares. As best as I can tell, I have to go back. So it said 2 miles. So basically, the fare, if this scales out, the fare, passenger fare, is 50 cents per mile. So every passenger paid $1. So the scale works out to every passenger pays 50 cents per mile traveled. That is a little bit higher than it would have been in the 1950s. Matter of fact, I've got a list here. So if you're curious about how goods stacked up in the 1950s as far as the economy scale, so train fare per mile in the 1950s, actually 1950 to be exact, was 3 cents per mile. So we're gouging these people like there's no tomorrow. Okay, Ela has a small station that's on a single track and the siding white black X S. Okay. When I saw that, for some reason, the first thing that popped into my head was a spring switch. I was like, well, that's odd. I don't remember seeing a switch there. And then I was like, the S was station, dummy. Let's see, here's your right. Line your coach with the passengers. Your passengers will automatically begin to disembark on the train. Once the inspector box checked, it will be unchecked automatically once they have all disembarked. So we open the inspector. Okay, once they're all disembarked. All right. So now we can actually click on this. And we can see that we have 12 passengers waiting. So we can go ahead and click on the Whittier station. And they will start loading into the cars. So we're waiting on 12 to get in there. Once the passengers disembark, we got a fantastic $1 each. We're going to be rich before you can say, you know, what people say when they get rich. Console. Let's see here. Tilda. Oh, cool. So it gives us a readout, and then this is our chat display too. All right, so good. There is a log of what I know. Some people have an issue with these menus, but it's like you can hide all of them, or you can have all of them open. So I think it's handy that you have them. Let's see here. Passenger service isn't particularly profitable, especially in short distances like this. That's why we're going to have the AI do it. At some point, so one of the wish things that I have for this game is, because they have AI, right now flares, the AI will go until they have a flare. And we're actually going to have the AI take it back. And then let them stop. And I'm going to ride on the caboose. The point that I would love for them to get to is see how these tracks are highlighted. So if you have a car that's built for that highlighted track, I would love to see them get to the point where you can essentially write a track warrant for an AI train and tell them, you go to this point, stop, wait for orders or whatever, or just work between. So like on a passenger train, you would give them a work between, and then they would just go to one station, load at that station, and they'd go back to the other station, load at that station, and they just keep going back and forth. And then if they start getting low on whatever, it might say whatever needs service, whatever engine. So that's just a thought. We have 14 passengers. We are ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring the map back open again. We're going to go back to Whittier. We're going to go over to the passenger station. We're going to swim across the river. We're going to go back over here to the passenger station, and then we're going to set a flare. We're going to be blocking the road. But you know what? It's my railroad. That should get us spotted about where we need to be, and if we need to go any faster, then, if we need to get any closer, then we'll just, you know, what is it with me and spawning in the river? Good Lord. Okay. So let me get the engine thingamajigger up. We're going to ride the caboose back because that's what we would do. And we're going to give orders. We're going to say road, reverse. I'm going to give him a maximum speed of 25. And we're going to chill. So I'm going to take a seat. Or I'm just going to stand out here. I guess I should be watching. And we're just going to ride. That's the way we should go. little short. Let's see if they'll unload, though. Let's see. Nope, they're unloading. That clears the crossing, so that's a good thing. Did we get paid? There we go, 14. So what do we made? We made 36. And they have 15 waiting for Ela. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to leave that flare there. We're going to go up to Ela. We're going to go right there to Ela. We're going to set up another flare up here. And somewhere about right here. That should get us there. Then we're going to go back to our train. We're going to set the waybill for this car again. We're going to set this one to go ahead and load for Ela because we've got passengers waiting. We still got 1,600, so we've used about half the water. And then I'm going to go ahead and send this train on as soon as it gets loaded because I think it's one passenger waiting, 0, and oops, I had the wrong car. This one. Operations, orders, board. Godspeed. I'm seeing how far that whistle will go. Pretty good ways. Alright, so he's off to make me money. So we're going to keep on going with the rest of the tutorial, which I believe is wait till the next day. Contract and compulsory. Ela House Track is a compulsory freight service. Compulsory freight is part of your realistic railroad's basic presence in towns. Let's see here. I guess I should have. Well, I tell you what. We can go to Ela and we can wait on our train to get there. And while we're waiting on the train, we can read through the rest of the stuff for the tutorial, and that'll probably be it. Try and get through this second day. And then we'll wait a minute, where am I? There it is. Okay, I was gonna say, where's my flare? So Ela House Track, which there's no way to pull up tags, so I'm not sure exactly which one is which. I guess I could pull up the locations thing on this one. So I don't see Ela House Track, I see Ela Farm Supply, which is right there. But Ela House Track is compulsory. Compulsory freight is part of your railroad's basic presence in the towns it passes through. In the next few days, you will begin to receive cars for the Ela Whittier House Tracks. Other examples of freight. Okay, so Ela Farm Supply is an example of a contract freight service, which is how most customers operate. So the compulsory ones are the ones that you need to do to keep your reputation high, and then the rest of them are basically you have the option to do them or not. Which is how most customers operate. Contracts sell for a specific tier. I knew the tier is how much time, how many cars, and how much time you have to do it in. Kind of like Derail Valley in a way. Cars for these type of freight are owned by other railroads. The way bills are assigned automatically and cannot be changed. Note that the cars delivered in poor conditions pay less. First contract. We're not going to worry about that just yet. We're going to wait until we get this passenger run done, and then I'm going to fast forward to the next day, and I'm actually in the company window, change the location tag, and find Ela Farm Supply, which is this one. These location panels, the tracks for the location. I don't see. Oh, there it is right there. It's 253 feet that way. Where are you at? Okay, so this little spur that's over here. Ah. Right, let me go back here. Alright, there we go. That's what I wanted. Alright, so this track right here, that's the spur. Let's see here. These location panel track for the next supply. You can click and zoom. Click on the location next to each icon. Check for LMS Farm Supply and Whittier. You can click on the location icon next to each track to zoom to an overhead camera of it. So, okay. Okay. Any of these would be... So let's see here. Check out the Farmer Supply and Whittier. Stenzel Manufacturing. So the tier 1... Okay, so I didn't mean to, but I guess we're going to take it. Any of these would be great first contracts. Check out the Ela Farm Supply and in Whittier Stenzel Manufacturing. So, wait a minute. You can click on the location icon next to each track to zoom in. Check out Ela Farm Supply, which we did. And in Whittier, okay, Stenzel Manufacturing. That was me having a thingamadoohickey. Sounds like a train. Smells like a train, too. So we'll just come over here to the station and wait. He is coming in hot, heavy, and normal. So I am glad that they put AI trains in here because that will greatly reduce the amount of headache that you have to do. And plus, you're going to have multiplayer on top of that. I should have probably set that to that. Actually, it really doesn't need them. So he stops a good car length. That's almost 2 car lengths there. Alright, I'm going to set another flare like right here at the switch. Actually, I'm going to set it a little bit further than that. I'm going to set another flare right here. Oh, yeah. I don't want him to be in the next county. I don't think that's close enough. Yeah, it's not close enough. So let's see. Is this too close to switch? Okay, that's not. So let's see if that gets him too close. So if he stops, he'll stop about right there. It's probably going to be too far. Yeah, that's going to be too far. Yeah, too far. Okay. Point taken. Let me give it back to me in manual. So that's why I say if they get it to where we can go point to point, be a lot easier. Alright, so we'll let him unload. Let's see if there's anything going back to Whittier. And we'll do one more run to Whittier. There's 10 passengers waiting. So we'll go ahead and set him up to take passengers back once these are unloaded. Let's uncheck. Now let's go ahead and load for Whittier. And then I'm just going to give him to go on. Two passengers done. Road, reverse. Oh, I didn't give him speed. 25. Okay, so let's go back into the company tag here. Let's go to Stenzel Manufacturing, which is right here. We'll take another Tier 1 contract for that. We have 3 days and 11 hours. And we have 3 days and 11 hours on this one. Now, the thing that I don't like about this is it doesn't tell you whenever you have the contracts. It doesn't say how many car loads they're expecting. You just have to know how many the tier level or whatever. So that's really the only problem that I have. Okay, you can take as many contracts as you like at the end of the contract term. You can choose not to renew it, or if you deliver the cars in a timely manner, you'll be offered the option of taking a higher tier. Take 2 or 3 contracts. 2 is going to be plenty for us for tomorrow. Next, let's get our passengers back to Whittier, which he's in the process of doing now. Run around the passenger cars. We're not going to do all that because we put a caboose on the rear end of it, so we're legal. We don't need to do all that. Return to Whittier for the station stop. Okay, not bad for the first day. The company's windows, setting tab under time, sleep button, pass. Shortly after 6 a.m., you'll see a notification that the East Whittier interchange has been served. Proceed to the interchange. That's the yard just behind the yard. Tabbed, inspector, see the destination. Your first priority should be putting coal in the hopper behind the conveyor so we can fill up and everything. So tomorrow, in the next video, we're going to have 2 trains running at one time. So, and that's sort of the plan. And I'm going to see how that goes. So my plan is to have the mogul running the passenger trains while I am doing the switching for the, I think we're going to have to run the sawmill and let's see, where are we at? I don't even know where we're at. We're somewhere. We're in Whittier. Okay, so there's Whittier Station, yeah. So we're going to be doing the switching for this because we'll be off over this way. And while we're doing that, I'm going to have the passenger train running. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So basically the way that I'm going to do this is my warrant, I'm going to pretend that I'm writing track warrants. My track warrants are going to be that I have to wait for this train. I'm going to let the passenger train take priority over me. So I'm going to have to wait on, you know, Y track 2. We'll call that Y track 2. I have to wait there till whatever train passes and then I can proceed. That's how we're going to handle this. And at some point I probably will make some like makeshift track warrants, which is really not going to affect us because we're going to be on the other side. But I think, I'm trying to remember, I don't know that we need to, I don't think we have to go up there for anything until we go to the farm place. And see, at that point what we would do is we would give ourselves a head start over the passenger train, and then while they're waiting in Whittier, we would go on up the line and then they would follow us. So that's how we're going to handle that. So we'll just kind of wait here. Let me get my map back up and teleport him back to Whittier. And then we'll just kind of chill here until our guy comes back. So which one was this? That's, what was it? That was Stenzel Manufacturing. The thing that I would like to see is when you take these contracts, I would like to see where it says you're going to receive X number of cars, how many cars I'm going to receive on the interchange track the next day, how many cars they're expecting, how many cars per day. You get that when you go to the next day, but like I'm looking. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Well, no. No. Okay. I was thinking this is it. So these are the cars that I'm expecting from the east, for fuel. Because I've put a car on the interchange. So this is what's coming in tomorrow. I'm going to have one 50-ton coal car. It's going to cost me $150, which we're not going to make that today, so we're going to go a little bit in the hole. But see, when you have these contracts here, it just tells you how long the term is. It doesn't tell you what it is. And you have no way of reviewing it beforehand. And even whenever you do take it, doesn't really tell you. This is the milestones. This is to expand the railroad, which we're not worried about right yet. There's how much we've made. We've made a whopping, what is that? That's 29, 22. So it's 51 bucks. And we're going to spend 150 tomorrow. And this one, there was 12 passengers on this one. So we're going to make about 63 bucks. So alright, so let's get this thing unloaded. And then we're going to call it a day. What time is it? I'm assuming this thing is right. It says 1309. It's their hey. What's the chances of that happening? The 1309. Yeah, so that's a correct clock. So it looks like our passengers are unloaded. I am actually going to wait until the next video to advance to the next day. I'm going to let this thing run back and forth a couple times just to... I want to make enough money to pay for the coal load for tomorrow. So, actually, let me make sure I'm having... Oh, we got plenty. We got 1,400 gallons of water. We got plenty of water to make it there. So I'm gonna let this play out. Let's see how many passengers are waiting here. There's 13. So that's $13. We've got, let's see, 13 would give us 76. So I need 70 more. So basically I need about 3 more back and forths. So I'm going to end the video here. I'm going to go ahead and make enough to pay for the coal load that's coming in tomorrow. And then we'll start the video from day 2, which will be running multiple trains at one time. So I will see you in the next video, which may possibly be a live stream, but probably going to do one more video beforehand, and then Saturday I'll try and do a live stream. So later.